What kept me grounded is the cause of why they are here. I've met women who have 100 patents or who have PhDs in their field who are very exceptional. They don't have the state of art and technology or the exposure that we have.
Have you ever faced barriers in your life that you couldn't control? What if you didn't have access to high-speed internet or even clean water? There are women in this world. They are told they can't get an education or a job just because they are women. And some of them are able to break these barriers. They get jobs, educations, higher degrees, PhDs, patents, they build, create businesses. Tech Women is a program that hosts these wonderful women around the world every year for 5 weeks in the United States. And they connect these women with professionals like yourself and myself who are willing to help and mentor. My guest is Abita Bala. She's a senior product manager at Amazon CloudWatch. She's also the founding member of AWS chapter of Tech Woman. She and we took a walk on a nice spring day in Seattle, and she told me all about the opportunities Tech Woman presents for both mentors and the guests. I'm Mustafa Torun, and this is Walk the Talk Builder Conversations. I started walking with my colleagues this year. Every day I walk around the block, so it's a good exercise. It's benefiting me, as you can see. I'm in great shape.
Of course.
And it helps me connect with my colleagues. And then I started the series so that I can share my thinking and reflections. Today I also started a personal blog. And in there I talk about lifting others up, lifting other people around us. And I recently learned you are doing something super cool. Do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Absolutely. First, kudos on starting Walk the Talk. It's been an amazing opportunity for all of us to learn more about you, to learn more about your guests. Volunteering has been a cause that's been very important to me for over almost 5-6 years now. When I joined Amazon, Nandini used to host coffee chat. And in one of those opportunities is there, she spoke about tech women. And what intrigued me was she was sharing about the breadth of how she's been helping tech women in the engagements for over 12 plus years.
So what is Tech Woman?
The Tech Women is an initiative by the Department of State, which is run by Institute of International Education, IIE. And what they do is they shortlist women leaders across the globe. It's a mentorship program that happens in the United States. We have 300 plus women leaders who are either doctors, who are very successful in their field, entrepreneurs from across 23 plus countries who have the opportunity of visiting the United States, understanding the state of art, the technology here, learning more about the emerging trends, the culture. Currently, we have it as a woman at AWS Tech Women chapter. As part of it, you have opportunities to collaborate on the professional side, or you can coach them on a topic they are very passionate about.
Which areas in the world participate in this program?
As an emerging leader who visits this country, we have women coming in from parts in Africa, like Sierra Leone, Nigeria. We have women coming from Kyrgyzstan and so many different areas around the world. What they're looking from us, especially as Amazonians, is how we can help them make the best use of their time during their tenure here.
How long is the program?
5 weeks of them being here, and then 2 weeks of them learning offline from what's going on once the program is done. So that is purely based on your relation with the leaders, emerging leaders who come to the country. It's an ongoing relation that happens post that, where you have these monthly calls set up in areas where they struggle back in the country. To me, what kept me grounded is the cause of why they are here. Though they are very successful, I've met women who have 100 patents or who have PhDs in their field, who are very exceptional in their field. They don't have the state of art and technology or the exposure that we have. So that has helped me learn from them while I try to give back.
That's awesome. Do you have a story to share, like one of these women who came over and then went back and they did something that resonated with you?
Every program ends with an impact project that they wrap up on. One project which really brought tears to my eyes is about water hygiene, the drinking water that we take for granted every day. They spoke about how it's so hard to even find good water. And these causes are so real because every day they struggle for it.
You don't think about this, do you, in the developed countries that we are lucky to live in? That moment where you hold something and then the clean water comes out. That's such a luxury that many in the world don't have.
Some of them had causes of they wanted to move forward in life, but because of considerations in their society. They were grounded to do what they had to do, and they really wanted a way to start their own business. These were real stories they shared on how they were suppressed to move forward, to share their thoughts, to innovate in their life every day, which I felt was something we take for granted.
You also traveled to one of these countries and did a field visit.
Yes, so last year I had the privilege of going to Tajikistan, where we were in the field. After these women go back, we actually saw the kind of coaching that they had started back in their country. We were in the ground visiting so many universities, uplifting folks from different sectors of the world. We spoke about real challenges, about not having a good Wi-Fi connectivity. Throughout the 7-day trip, I did not have a good Wi-Fi. I was going on bumpy roads. The state of infra and art that was there, again, gave in a lot of appreciation as I came back. The roads we take for granted every day, or the Wi-Fi. Even a 10-second of Wi-Fi bloop is something that none of us can bear today. And being there with spotty Wi-Fi for 7 days, like, just gave me better appreciation to the world we live in, grounded.
How did this 2 years of journey changed you?
One aspect is giving back and making their life better. There is this sense of grounding which comes after visiting so many countries. But what I learned from them is every time when they come to the US, there is a lot of focus on us grooming them on our leadership principles. So it's interesting to see how they take it back and apply. For instance, bias for action. So one of the countries, Nigeria, had an agricultural farming called Farm Box there. They spoke about farming at home. So they went back and they had a bias for action on how they implemented this back in their country. It just gave me a broader appreciation of our leadership principles, because it's not just tied to your everyday job. It goes even past that. You can apply it to any different field that you think about. That's one big learning. The other thing to me is being about public speaking. So in so many of these events, you get the opportunity to present, to participate. How do you confidently navigate a crowd? That is a skill set that I've developed over a period of time. And the third part to me is the technical questions they ask. For instance, there was a lot of questions around, hey, how does Amazon SageMaker work? Can you tell me more about agentic AI? Can you tell me more about Amazon Q? So you find a lot of public information that's out there and try to guide them on, you can do these XYZ courses, or you can get yourself more updated on AWS by doing these stuff. It's helped me learn better. Last year, I did a session on AWS startup, which is an area that I'm not comfortable about, but I had to meet so many people to understand what they do in that business. It's helped me learn better as well, that I can navigate uncomfortable topics better.
I was going to ask if I can be a mentor or participate in this program. Up until the moment you said they ask questions from AWS, I don't know if I can.
Absolutely.
That part I would
can.
probably fail.
Though it's women in tech, though it's tech women, it's not just limited to women being mentors. We have even had mentors who are male allies. It's just the thought you want to serve a greater purpose. That's the only qualification that you need to
You
have.
read my post today.
I did. It was a
did.
very inspiring blog, by the way. In June is when we look for people to apply. Even if you cannot commit to the duration of the period, which happens during September, October, we look for people who can at least run one-day workshop. We look for people who can cover specific topics. For instance, if there is a lot of interest on, hey, can you please show me a use case of how to use observability for one of the projects that I'm looking at, because they are startups going back and seeing how to navigate monitoring in their space. We would love to have you do a walk the talk with them and run sessions for them. They're also trying to build their relationships and skill sets with people that they can go back and see opportunities that you can engage. For instance, the University of Nigeria had reached out to me to see if I can be a keynote speaker. Like, there are so many opportunities that come up which I can't be a part of, and then I end up refusing on them. In fact, the fact you have interest, like, they might reach out to you, you get broader opportunities across the globe to engage and make a difference.
Going back to why we volunteer, why we mentor others, see, this is a responsibility. We worked hard in our lives and came to this point, but I think luck played a big role as well. It wasn't just hardworking and networking. And along the way, there were many people that I can name. They did something to help me. They inspired me. I was going off the rails. They said something and I came back. So all these people, either intentional or unintentional, they helped me. So it would be my deepest honor to participate in this program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We would love to have you, especially because we don't know who's interested or not. One thing that we have always struggled with is finding a lot of people to volunteer and help.
Uh-huh.
There are so many areas we want to cover when they are officially reporting to Amazon in their professional mentorship capability. But we have struggled with having so many support systems to be able to do the heavy lifting for us.
Folks who watch this and they want to contribute and they want to sign up, what do they do?
You can directly go to the Tech Women website. You can sign up for newsletters. So that keeps you posted on the future and upcoming activities so that you can be a part of it.
This was a real pleasure, Avita. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much, Mustafa.
Since this was a lot of work, right? All my videos I'm like, hi, Avita.
Okay. And in the intro, anything specific you want me to cover or just the
No, not I mean, hands.